So Caitlin Clark is going to be one of the main talking points during this Olympic run for the USA women's basketball team. And the reason why is she's not playing for them. So if they fail to win gold medal, there's going to be a lot of backlash from the decision of Caitlin Clark not playing for this team, especially when Chelsea Gray is their only point guard. Now, she balled out today. They won by, I believe, 26 points in the opening group stage win. So we'll see if that continues. I do have concerns about the point guard depth or the lack of it. So if Chelsea Gray has an injury because she had that foot injury that she came back, I think it was in June from the finals last season. Hopefully she can continue this level of play. But if she doesn't, and let's just say they run into a team where they can scheme and dare them to move the ball or dare them to play isolation basketball, we'll see if they take the bait. So that's my only concern with this team is they have a lot of scoring first guards. They don't have enough playmaking out there. But they did generate, I think, like 33, 34 assists today, which is really good. And I think defensively they were excellent. And obviously, A'ja Wilson, the best player in the WNBA, in my opinion, has a chance to be the GOAT of the WNBA if the Aces can finish their three-peat. And imagine she gets a gold medal on top of that. That's going to solidify her status. Now, Dawn Staley did come out and admit that it's possible we made a mistake on not picking Caitlin Clark. And she's on the selection committee for Team USA. And to see her admit that publicly is a good thing in my opinion. Because when your audience is asking for an explanation on why Caitlin Clark didn't make the roster, when it's completely obvious she is going to be the best point guard very soon, if not already in the WNBA. She's leading the league in assists. She's breaking all kinds of records, night in and night out. She's selling out crowds, and she is the talk of the WNBA. Now, if I had to pinpoint a few reasons on why Caitlin Clark didn't get selected, the first reason is Cheryl Reeve. I think she doesn't like her. I think she can't stand Caitlin Clark. She hates her. And you saw in the WNBA All-Star game, she was full court pressing her. And in my opinion, I just don't understand why she's so worked up about Caitlin Clark, because she's helping you grow this league. She talked about how her team didn't get any TV attention, and she had to remind people on Twitter that they're also playing that night. It's just a constant thing that it's more than one player in the WNBA. So I don't know. For me, Cheryl Reeve, in my opinion, had a part to play on why Caitlin Clark didn't play on this team. Now, I know there are people out there saying she doesn't have a role to play in selecting this roster, but I have a hard time believing that, especially when you're the coach and you're trying to put your input on this team, put a strategy together, and go out and win the gold medal. I have a hard time thinking that she had no type of influence on selecting who she wants on this roster. Another reason why I think Caitlin Clark didn't make the team is because of the effect she has on the league itself. They didn't want to bring her in because if she got selected to Team USA, people would have said, oh man, she is getting all this favoritism. The only reason why she's on the team because her name is Caitlin Clark. So I think the USA didn't want to have those distractions and that media attention on them. They just want to go out and hoop and win the gold medal. So, maybe that was the reason why. Now, are these reasons good enough? No, they're not legitimate. I think, in my opinion, they were out to get Caitlin Clark. Now, you could have selected a backup point guard because Chelsea Gray just got back from her foot injury this past summer, and hopefully she can stay healthy during the Olympics, because I'm telling you right now, if this team doesn't win gold medal, there's going to be a lot of backlash. People are going to say, why didn't you have Angel Reese on the team, Caitlin Clark, or Leah Boston? These are younger players who could have given you a spark off the bench. They're youthful. You have an older roster. There's going to be a lot of question marks, and they're going to be all directed at Cheryl Reeve. Now, I want to read what Staley had to say here. So she said that Clark wasn't playing like she's playing now at the time of when they made their decision on June 11th of putting this roster together. And then as a committee member, you're charged with putting together the best team of players, the best talent. Caitlin is just a rookie in the WNBA. Wasn't playing bad, but wasn't playing like she's playing now. And then she said, if we had to do it all over again, the way that she's playing, she would be in really high consideration of making the team because she is playing head and shoulders above a lot of people, shooting the ball extremely well. I mean, she is an elite passer. She's got a great basketball IQ, and she's a little more seasoned in a pro game than she was 2 months ago. And ever since the Team USA did not select Caitlin Clark, in 13 games, Caitlin Clark is averaging 17.9 points a game and 10.4 assists a game. Now, I want to give credit to Dawn Staley because she admitted what everyone else has been saying. Caitlin Clark is a generational talent. She's going to be very scrutinized. It reminds me of when LeBron James first came to the league, where people loved him and hated him at the same time. Caitlin Clark is going through the same experience. But to say this publicly, I'm going to give her all the credit in the world because, again, you're stating the obvious. Fans have been clamoring about, Caitlin should be on this team. I even think Angel Reese should have a spot on this roster. Aaliyah Boston, she's been fantastic as her teammate. Why aren't these women on this team? Because they're younger, they're fresh legs, and you have an older roster. Also, you need a backup point guard. So even if Clark came off the bench and got some mentorship from Chelsea Gray, that would have been fine. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But again, I think, in my opinion, they didn't want her on the team because of all the fan base, all the attention the media would have given this squad, which I think you would want, especially if you're trying to grow a league. But hey, they're going to do what they want to do. At the same time, though, it's good to see one of the coaches on this roster admit what we've all been saying all along, that Caitlin should have been on Team USA. Now, the good news is for Caitlin Clark, she's going to get a really nice rest physically and mentally from the game. She's been in a shooting slump for a while. And I think it's good for her to just step away from basketball and just enjoy her personal time off. And when she gets back, she can go for a playoff push with the Indiana Fever. So yeah, shout out to Dawn Staley for just telling the truth and just keeping it real. This is what we want to hear, especially when your audience is telling you, hey, why isn't Caitlin Clark on this team? And for you to admit that maybe we should have picked her up instead of prejudging her before June 11th and not acting like she's not going to get better. It's good to see this type of conversation going on with Caitlin Clark, and hopefully it continues. That way the league continues to grow and get better. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Love to hear your thoughts on what Dawn Staley had to say about Caitlin Clark not being on Team USA. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.